Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah with another lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to go into the vision of the kingdom here in Isaiah chapter 60, man, because at the end of the day, this is what the Most High has promised to bring his people into. And it all goes back to promises and oaths that the Most High made unto our forefathers. You see, because once again, you have these pagan Christians who have been pushing this false narrative of the scriptures in the earth for all these centuries. Basically a replacement theology that everybody's the Most High's people now. Everything that the Most High has promised to do for the Israelites, that's null and void. It doesn't matter no more. He's not going to do it. And we know and understand that's not the truth. Everything we see happening in the earth is leading to the Most High fulfilling all the promises that he's made unto his people. America is falling so the Most High can fulfill the promise that he's made unto his people of giving us this kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness. Giving us this kingdom where we're going to rule in righteousness forevermore upon our Lord Yahweh Shah. This is what everything is leading to, man. The fulfillment of the promises according to what the Most High has spoken. So we're going to start here in verse 1. It says what? Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is risen upon thee. And that's talking about who? The remnant of Israel. The Most High's glory has risen upon us. That's why we have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding now, man. This is why we can understand fully what the Most High's will is. He's revealing unto us. He's shining his light on us through the Lord Yahweh Shah. Because before we came into this truth, we didn't have no understanding. We didn't know what was going on in these scriptures. We had no understanding of the will of the Most High because it hadn't been revealed unto us yet. But now here in these last days, it's happening because what? The Most High is having mercy upon us. He's finally about to bring us into everything that he's promised to bring us into. Verse 2 says what? For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. And this is what we see. These people are in obscurity, man. They're in complete darkness, having no understanding of anything that's going on around them, man. Having no understanding of who's ruling the earth. Having no understanding of the next kingdom to be established in the earth. Having no understanding of the Most High's will. And that proves that the Most High is not dealing with everyone, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is only dealing with his remnant right now. You see? And that's who he's revealed his secrets unto. While everybody else is in darkness. Everybody else is in darkness believing that what? America is going to continue on forever. That Esau is going to continue to rule forever. That just this manner of life that we see happening around us is just going to be this way forever. And that's not the case. That's darkness, man. You have people believing in false doctrines and philosophies. People believing that they can just do whatever they want to do. That's darkness, man. You see, we're not in that spirit anymore because the Most High, he's shined his light upon us, man. He's called us out of darkness into his marvelous light, as it tells you in the book of Peter. You see? Isaiah 60:2 says what? But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Salakia. And that's what's happening. The world is witnessing this. They've witnessed this great awakening, man. They see all these camps springing up all throughout the earth. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. They hear the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans proclaiming that we're the Israelites. This is not something that was done before in the earth. And guess what? It's increasing more and more each and every day. You see? These people are seeing you're seeing that the Most High is working by way of his grace in his people, especially the remnant in this time. Verse 3 says what? And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Because what? The Most High is gathering his people back unto him through the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, whose true name is Yahweh Shai. You see? This is why you see so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans all throughout the earth coming back into the understanding that they are the Israelites, because the Most High is gathering his remnant, man. You see? As he prophesied he would do. As he prophesied that would happen from the beginning. You see? Matter of fact, so I'm going to be switching back and forth between the Good News translation and this KJV version real quick. Let me read that verse in the Good News translation. Let me get it real quick. One moment. Matter of fact, let's do it like this, because I think I have the app somewhere on here. Thought I had it on here. I guess not. But yeah, let's do it like this. This is Isaiah. Isaiah 60 and Isaiah 60 and 4. It says what? In the GNT. Look around you and see what is happening. Your people are gathering to come home. You see that? Why? Because that's what the Most High has promised through all the mouth of the prophets. How he was going to gather us from the land of our enemies, from the land of our captivities, and bring us back into the land that he gave unto our forefathers as an everlasting inheritance. The forefathers being who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he promised unto our forefather Abraham that he was going to give that land unto him and to his seed after him as what? As an everlasting possession. And that's what the Most High is going to fulfill. This is why you see us being raised up. The Most High is in the process of fulfilling that promise that he made unto our fathers. This ain't coincidence, man. This is prophecy. This is the will of the Most High playing out. This is the Most High keeping his word as a faithful and true power. See, the world has forgotten about this because these pagan Christians haven't been given the world the true understanding of what these scriptures are talking about. They've spun this false narrative of Jesus Christ and God loves everyone, and now the entire world is in a state of confusion. And now when you hear us bring out the true understanding of the Bible, you're looking at us like we got 10 heads. The reason you look at us that way is because the real understanding of the Most High's will hasn't been revealed unto you. They haven't been teaching you this in the church. That's why it's foreign to your ears, man. That's why this is known as the new song. You see? But it says what? Your daughters, I'm still in the GNT. It says what? Your daughters will be carried like children. You see that? Because we're going home, man. Verse 5. Then thou shalt, so I'm back in the KJV version. Isaiah 60 and 5, it says what? Then shalt thou see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear, and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. Meaning what? The entire possession of the earth is about to be given over into our possession. This is what the Most High has promised us, man. You see? And he's promised it to the Lord Yahweh Shai first and foremost. And if we continue to endure in Yahweh Shai's sufferings, you see, as it tells us in the book of Romans chapter 8, you can start at verse 16 and read down to 18. You see? It tells us that what? That we are going to be co-heirs with Yahweh Shai in his kingdom. So everything Yahweh Shai inherits, we're going to inherit. Yahweh Shai has inherited everything, so we are going to inherit everything. That includes the people, all the resources, all the lands. Now we are gonna put you heathen back in the land that the Most High gave unto your fathers. You see? But guess what? Everything still belongs to us, man. You see that? Everything is about to be converted over into the Israelites' possession, according to the promise that the Most High has made us. And it says what? The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. What's the forces of the Gentiles? It goes into their wealth. You see, when you get that word for forces. Strength, might, efficiency, wealth. You see that? That's going to be converted unto us, man. All these precious stones, all this gold and silver that these heathen nations have in their possession, they're going to turn it over unto us because it belongs to us. Because the Most High made the earth for whose sake? He made it for the sakes. He made it for the sake of the Israelites, man. This is our planet, and we're about to come back into ownership, man. You see, verse 6 says what? The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All they from Sheba shall come, they shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, because they're going to come up to Jerusalem to bring their 10% to pay tribute, man. You see? This is what we're coming into. It was never meant for us to be scattered and exiled all throughout the earth forever. We were never meant to come here to America and to lay roots, to think that we're going to be here forever. This place is a temporary stop, man. We're sojourners or pilgrims here. You see? Being obedient to the Most High will until He brings us back into the land that He's promised us. America is not forever, man. America is temporary. And this place is going to be destroyed with nuclear fire when it's all said and done, man. You see? But when we're back in our land, that's why it tells us in the prophecy that what? Our gate shall be open day and night. So the forces of the Gentiles can be brought to us around the clock. See, we're not going to tax you 30% like Esau does, man. All we're asking is for our 10% off the top. You keep everything else. 10% of it, the first of everything that you have. And you're going to continue to do that forevermore. You see? Verse 7 says what? All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with the scepters on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. And what's the house of the Most High's glory, man? The Israelites. He dwells with the Israelites, man. And He's going to glorify us when it's all said and done. You see, because the Lord Yahweh Shah is coming to save His remnant from whatever we are scattered in the earth. He's going to take us up into that chariot. He's going to change our bodies, put the law, statutes, and commandments in us, and we're going to be in the highest form of glory, man. Coming into the fullness of being the sons of the Most High again. This is what's about to take place. This is what the Most High has promised. Now I'm going to read this verse 8 here in the KJV, and I'm going to also get in the GNT. So it says what? Isaiah 60:8, he says what? Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? And this is talking about the chariots, man. These same vehicles that's causing the uproar in the earth because the heathen have no understanding of what they are. But we know that these are the vehicles of our salvation, man. You see? And this is what Yahweh Shah is coming to gather us in, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. Now, in the GNT, it reads, Isaiah 60:8 in the GNT, it says, what are these ships that skim along the clouds, like doves returning home? You hear that? Those ships are talking about what? So-called UFOs. This is how we're going up into heaven. Oh, let's get that real quick in the book of Revelation. That's Revelation, matter of fact, let's do it like this. Did I spell that right? No. Yeah, that's it right here, 11 and 12. This is Revelation 11 and 12. It says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. This is the remnant being gathered from the four winds of the earth, being taken into the heavens in that cloud, which is a so-called UFO, a chariot, man. Because when you go into this word for cloud, it's nephele, right?
Strong's G 3507. Nephele. Nephele.
It says what? A cloud, used of the cloud which led the Israelites in the wilderness. And that cloud that led us in the wilderness was the Lord Yahweh Shai moving and maneuvering in that chariot, man, that so-called UFO. You see, you can get a better understanding of that when you read Numbers 9. You see? Because the characteristics of what's being described in Numbers 9 is not talking about an actual chariot, man. This was a vehicle being driven by the Lord Yahweh Shai. And in the account, it'll tell you if the chariot moved for a month, we would travel for a month. If it stayed put for a year, we would stay in that spot for a year. What cloud do you know that's going to stay still and stay in one spot for a year? Clouds don't maneuver that way, man. This is talking about a vehicle being maneuvered by the Lord Yahweh Shai. And this is what he's coming back to gather us in. You see? You see that? So I'm going to continue on in this. In the GNT, it says what? Isaiah 60 and 8 in the GNT, it says, what are these ships that skim along the clouds, like doves returning home? They are ships coming from distant lands, bringing the Most High's people home. You see that? Why is that happening? It's because the Most High, according to prophecy, said that he would gather us from all the lands we had been scattered to. This is why it's happening. From wherever we are on the earth, the Most High promised to come and gather us. Let's get this real quick in Isaiah. Let's get it in Jeremiah 23. I ain't get this one in a minute. Jeremiah 23 and 5, it says what? Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai, the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It says what? And a king shall reign and prosper and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. Once again, this is our Lord Yahweh Shai, and this is what he was returning to do. To establish righteousness in the earth. To get order established back in the earth, man. You see? According to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God Yahweh. Now listen, verse 6. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that they shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, which is Babylon, the great America, North America, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. This is the vision that the Most High has for his people. This is what he's going to do. He's coming to gather us from all the lands we've been scattered to. And the salvation is going to be so spectacular that the exodus from Egypt is going to take a back seat to this second exodus that's going to take place when Yahweh Shai makes his second coming. Because that's how glorious it's going to be. Because Yahweh Shai is coming with the clouds of heaven, with the so-called UFOs, man. And it's going to be a spectacular event to see the souls of the elect being taken up into heaven from all throughout the earth according to the Most High's promise. Why? Because the Most High is gathering his people back unto him to bring them back into the land that he promised unto our fathers to fulfill his will. You see? Now we go back into the GNT. It says what? Verse 9, it says, there are ships coming from different lands bringing the Most High's people home. They bring with them silver and gold to honor the name of Yahweh, the holy power of Israel, who has made all nations honor his people. And that's what it's going to be. All nations are going to honor us in the kingdom of heaven, man. Ain't going to be no more looking down upon the Israelites in the kingdom. You see, having these off thoughts against our people. You see? Calling us all type of niggas and wetbacks and spicks and tontos and all this shit, all this disrespect that you show towards us now is going to be cut out in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to show us nothing but complete and utter respect when we come into our glory, man. And this is what's about to take place. Now we continue on. Isaiah 60 and 9, it says, well, surely the isle shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahweh thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he have glorified thee. Because that's exactly what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to do according to his counsel, man. We're coming into a state of everlasting glory. It was never meant for us to be in this condition right now, man. You got a lot of our people walking around with tattoos on their face. You see, tattoos all over their fucking body, just committing all manner of abomination, just living that do as thou wilt lifestyle, man. The Most High is going to take us from that, and He's going to bring us into everlasting glory, and the world is going to witness it, man. All people going from being derelicts and crackheads and fiends. The Most High is taking us from that. All women just out here being sluts and whores. The Most High is going to take them from that. Our men out here being fucking sodomites and complete losers. The Most High is going to take us from that and bring us into everlasting glory, man. This is the expected end that the Most High has for His people. Thoughts of peace and not of evil. You see? To bring us back into the fullness of being gods. That's what we're coming into. Verse 10 says what? And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. That's what's happening. And the Most High's wrath, He brought the curses upon us. And why did He do that? He did it because of our disobedience. He did it because of our rebellion. He did it because we transgressed that first covenant, man. And the consequences of it was to what? Was to bring the curses upon us. That's what He did in His wrath. But in His mercy, He's having favor on us. He's going to take us from this lowly condition that we're in this wicked flesh. He's going to put us into everlasting righteous flesh, put the law, statutes, commandments in us, and the byproduct of us being made completely righteous is the blessings of Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. And we're never going to lose ever again. This is the mercy that the Most High is going to have upon His people. And nothing that you pagan Christians say or do is going to change that, man. This is what was set in stone from the beginning. This is how it was always going to play out. It was always going to be taken from this low condition, you see, and brought a full circle back to being the Elohim, man. The gods, the rulers, the judges of the earth. You see? Let's get this in Isaiah 60 and 10 in the GNT. It says, Yahweh says to Jerusalem, foreigners, which are you heathen nations, will rebuild your walls, and their kings will serve you. In my anger I punished you, but now I will show you my favor and mercy. And that's what's about to take place. Because once we come back into our glory, you heathen are going to be put back in your rightful position as being our footstool, man. Being under our feet. And you're going to build up our kingdom, man. When you read about that kingdom of heaven in the book of Revelation, the streets paved with gold, you see? Gold so pure it looks like transparent glass. Guess who's going to be paving those roads with the gold, man? You heathen nations are. Guess who's going to set up those 12 gates? You heathen are. Guess who's going to lay those 12 foundations of precious stone? You heathen nations are. And why is that? It's because we built up your kingdoms. We built up your infrastructures. This whole fucking country of America was built upon the backs of the Israelites. So the kingdom of heaven will be built upon the backs of you heathen nations, according to what the Most High said, man. You see? Then he goes on to say in verse 11, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. And you have the Christians saying that the Most High is not going to do this anymore. This doesn't matter anymore. That's why they love to say the Old Testament is done away with. Well, if that's the case, why is this quoted in the book of Revelation then? You see? Why is this quoted in the book of Revelation if it's not going to come to pass? Don't it tell us right here in Revelation 21 and 25? Matter of fact, we'll read verse 24. It says what? And all the New Testament is the Lord Yahweh Shai and the apostles reiterating everything that was said in the Old Testament. Because everything they taught was based and founded upon the prophecies of the Old Testament. It was called the gospel or the good news because what? They were coming to tell our people, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, that the Most High is going to fulfill everything that He's promised to do for us. That's what they were doing. That's the good news. To all the Israelites who were scattered abroad, who fell away from their understanding. You see, after After generations of being scattered amongst the heathen, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua sent forth his messengers to preach forth this glorious gospel so the remnant can hear it, be sealed with the Holy Spirit of truth to receive salvation from Yahushua here in these last days. And the same thing is taking place. Those spirits that believed upon Yahushua back then are the same spirits that's believing upon Yahushua now. And they're preparing to enter into everything the Most High has promised. This is what was being talked about in the New Testament. The Gentiles who were being brought into the fold are the Israelites who had fell away. After generations of being scattered, now they were being brought back into the fold, being grafted back in. You see? To receive the promises that the Most High made unto our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the Most High reiterated this point, and that's why what was taught was being taught, because what? The prophecies are firm. They are faithful and true. And that's why it says right here in the book of Revelation 21 and 24, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. This goes back to the book of Isaiah, the prophecy that we're reading, man. Why is this being reiterated right here in the final book of the Bible? Because the Most High is going to uphold every prophecy that he spoke. All the promises that he made unto his people, they are going to come to pass. He's going to uphold that. And we know you heathen don't want it to come to pass. This is why you spun this false narrative of pagan Christianity for so long. You thought that telling that lie for all these centuries was going to make it the truth. And it doesn't. Because at the end of the day, the Most High said what he said. The prophecies will be fulfilled, man. And this is what you're witnessing. And this is why you're scared. Because everything the Most High promised he would do, he's bringing it to pass right before your eyes. And we are an evident token of that. Us returning back to the understanding of who we are, calling upon our power Yahweh through his only begotten Son Yahushua, is evident that it's over for you heathen nations, man. So it says what? And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. Going into the what? The forces of the Gentiles. Verse 25 says what? And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. You see? And that was a vision that the Most High gave unto the Apostle John on the Isle of Patmos, solidifying what was said by the prophet Isaiah and all the other prophets who had the vision of the kingdom of heaven. Because at the end of the day, the Most High's will does not change. His counsel does not change. Matter of fact, before we move on, let's get a few on that. Let's get Isaiah 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I send it. Everything the Most High said, everything he spoke will come to pass. Best believe it. You can put money on it. Let's get another one. Let's get Isaiah 46. Isaiah 46. We'll start at verse 8. It says what? Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High and there is none else. I am the Most High and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning. So the end was declared from the beginning. How it was going to end was already declared before the earth was even created, man. And we're just watching it play out. We're just watching everything the Most High declared from the beginning play out. And it ends with what? The Most High's people, man, the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Israelites, being victorious and reigning supreme in the kingdom of heaven up under our Lord Yahushua. That's the end, man. And the Most High revealed it unto John in the book of Revelation. The Most High's will hasn't changed. His counsel hasn't changed. He's going to do exactly what he said he's going to do. You see? And we know you heathen don't want it to come to pass, but guess what? Fuck you. This is going to happen, man. And call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for that. So Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Do you hear that? Everything the Most High has ordained to come to pass is what's going to happen. Because the only will that matters in existence is the will of the Almighty God Yahweh. Nothing that you heathen want to do, how you feel, what you think it should be, none of that shit don't matter to the Lord. He's already ordained. He's the supreme power. What he says is what goes, man. You see? And he's ordained it for his people to rule forever over you heathen nations in righteousness. And this is what it's going to be when it's all said and done. Point blank, period. So going back. Oh, matter of fact, and then the Most High laid it out right here. Malachi 3 and verse 6, it says what? For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. The Most High does not change. You see? He laid his counsel out from the beginning. He laid the counsel. He already ordained what the end was going to be from the beginning. And that doesn't change. And they gonna fight against the Lord. You hear that weak ass Jed in the back? They think they gonna fight against the Lord when they come back. Them shit's gonna get swatted out of the sky like flies, man. You heathen don't stand a fucking chance. You see, he's trying to think you're gonna upset the Most High's prophecy. You heathen are out of your fucking mind, man. Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Everything you're doing is for nothing. You see? Because the counsel of the Lord is what's gonna stand, man. Let's get another one. Let's get one more. Let's get right here. Hey, let's get it. Let's get Hebrews 6 and let's start at 17. Hebrews 6 and 17, it says, wherein the Most High willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise. Who are the heirs of promise? Go read Romans 9. It lays it out plainly for you. Go read Romans 9. Romans 9 lays it out of who the heirs of promise are. And they're who? The Israelites, man. The seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and no one else. So the Most High was willing to do what? More abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel. Confirmed it by an oath. You see that? The Most High wanted to show us the immutability of his counsel. So he swore on himself that he would bring it to pass. When you get that word for immutability, let's get it. The immutability, right?
Strong's G 276. Ametarthetos. Ametarthetos.
Ametarthetos, right? Not transposed, not to be transferred, fixed, unalterable. So this is the thing. Why are these pagan Christians pushing forth this narrative that the Most High has altered his will? He's altered his counsel. We just got it in Malachi 3 and 6 that the Most High doesn't change. And we're reading right here in the book of Hebrews, a book that the New Testament that they love to run to justify that false doctrine they believe in. You see, not breaking these scriptures down the right way. You see, they love to run to the New Testament to try to fit everybody into it. But we read it right here that the Most High's will doesn't change, man. The unchangeability of what? His counsel that he's declared from the beginning. Unchangeable. You see? Unalterable. We know what it means, but let's look at the definition. Not to be changed. Why? Because the Most High changes not. You pagan Christians have spread this false doctrine all throughout the earth, and now you have the entire world confused, thinking that everyone is going to be brought into these promises. Out of your fucking mind. No. The promises are for the Israelites according to what the Most High has spoken, man. And it has never changed. Ever. And it will never change. Ever. Unalterable. You see? Unchanging. Not able to be changed. You see? That's what it is, man. This is the truth. And this is why we're so repetitive. If you're telling the truth, the story doesn't change. The story only changes when you're lying, man. Got to keep adding more lies to the lie that you told originally to keep the fucking charade up, man. That's what you pagan Christians are having to do. We don't have to do that because we're speaking the truth of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah. So it says what? Hebrews 6 and 17. Wherein the Most High willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath. Because when he could swear by no higher, he did what? He swore on himself that he would do it. You got to understand the Most High is the highest. This is why he's the Most High. Nothing is above him. He's the supreme, ultimate being, the Ancient of Days, the Almighty, the first author of beauty, Al-Shaja, whatever title you want to use for him today, he's that. Everybody had talking about, I'm him. No, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah is him, man. He is. You see? That I him, that comes from the Most High. That's what he told Moses. Did he not tell Moses that? I am what I am. You see? The Most High is him. There's no one above him. There's no one that comes close to him. So he basically said, I put this on myself, the highest of the high, that I'm going to fulfill these promises that I made unto you and to your descendants after you. But here come the pagan Christians. Oh no, that doesn't stand anymore. Who the fuck are you? The nerve of you heathen, man. And this is why when we get you in those shackles and chains, it's going to be on. You see? For all the fucking lies that you spewed all throughout this earth, man. So verse 18 says what? That by two immutable things, two unchangeable things, we learned a new word today, right? Immutable, unchanging, unalterable. By two immutable things, unchangeable things, in which it was impossible for the Most High to lie. It's impossible for the Most High to lie. Anything that's come out of his mouth, it has come to pass. Go check his track record, man. Go check his track record. When has the Most High lied anytime in the scriptures? Never. And he never will. But let's keep going, man. He says what? We might have a strong consolation who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. And this is what we've done. And that hope lies in who? The Lord Yahweh Shai. As the Most High promised he would send. He promised through the mouth of Moses that he was going to send Yahweh Shai to speak unto us all his words. And he did. Everything the Most High said has been on time. Unalterable. And you heathen are not finna upset anything, man. Because when it's all said and done, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah is going to bring us into that kingdom, man. As he's promised. And let's keep going. But Isaiah 16:11 says what? Therefore thy gate shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night. That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. And that their kings may be brought. The same vision is given to the Apostle John on the Isle of Patmos in the book of Revelation. Why? Because it's faithful and true, and it will come to pass according to the Most High's will. 12. For the nation and kingdom that shall not serve thee, or the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee, shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. And the only nation that's been prophesied to be utterly wasted is who? The nation of Edom, the so-called white race. Because they're never going to get with the program, man. Because they haven't been programmed to do that. They're the wicked for a reason. That's what the Most High programmed them to be. Man, woman, and child. Can't get right. So, after that first 1,000 years of the kingdom of heaven, once that first dominion is complete, we're going to round you Edomites up and we're going to completely destroy you and eradicate you from the earth. Is that not what prophecy says? Is that not the counsel that came forth out of the Most High's mouth? A counsel that's unchanging, a counsel that's unalterable. So guess what? It's going to happen. Let's prove it. Obadiah 1. Matter of fact, we're going to start at verse 9. Because verse 9 lets us know that what? Obadiah 1 and 9. And thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Now, before we get this in the NLT, I want to define this word slaughter. And it sounds harsh. Slaughter. Kill, butcher for animals. Let's get Okay, kill people or animals in a cruel or violent way, typically in law. Oh, Lord have mercy. Kill people or animals in a cruel or violent way, typically in large numbers, because the entire nation of Edom, every so-called white person, is going to be slaughtered according to the Most High's will after that first 1,000 years of the kingdom of heaven. And it goes into, get some synonyms here, to massacre. We're not going to murder, you see, because killing and murdering is two different things. Massacre, butcher, kill, annihilate, exterminate, execute, liquidate, eliminate, destroy, decimate, wipe out, mow down, cut to pieces, put to the sword, put to death, slay. There it is. Who spoke these words, man? This is the Most High's will. This is what He's ordained from the beginning. Because you Edomites, you so-called white people, are the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction. This is what you were created to be. We know you in the earth thinking right now, you're the supreme power, you can't be touched. You out of your fucking mind, man. Because according to the Most High's will, go read this definition. Because this is what's coming unto you. You see? So going back, because we ain't finished. Obadiah 1:9, it says what? And thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau, your entire family tree, your entire lineage, may be cut off by slaughter. Why is the Most High going to do this? Why is He going to do this? Is the Most High just going to do this for the hell of it? No, he's going to explain to you why He's going to do this to you. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, which are who? The Israelites, or so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, all this stuff that you've done unto us, that shit, you're about to reap that. That shit's coming back upon your head, man. You Edomites didn't get away from what you did during the time of the transatlantic slave trade. You didn't get away from the mass genocide that you committed against the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans to gain possession of this land. And all the other times you were ruling, when you were the Greeks, when you were the Romans, the Most High hasn't forgotten about that. You have to pay for all that blood, man. You have a tab that's reaching up to heaven. Now it's time to pay. All the lynchings, man. All the police shootings, all the fucking chemicals you pump into our neighborhood. All this fucking, these brainwashing programs that you fucking indoctrinated our people with, all these lies and falsities that you've given to our people. You have to pay for all that, man. That's the violence that you showed unto us. So that's why you're going to be slaughtered in a harsh way for what you've done unto the Most High's people. Now, it goes on. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Yeah? Jump down. Verse 18. The Most High says what? And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, which represents the northern kingdom, a flame, and the house of Esau, which are you so-called white people, for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah has spoken it. Who spoke it? The Lord Yahweh spoke it. This is His counsel. And His counsel doesn't what? His counsel never changes. So this is what it's going to be for you Edomites when it's all said and done. You see it? Jump to 21. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. Because great judgment is coming to you damn devils, man. And the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. You see, the same kingdom that we're reading about right here in Isaiah 60. You see? The same kingdom that if you don't want to serve us in, you're going to be utterly wasted. And we're going to make an example out of you fucking Edomites, man. Best believe it. So verse 13 says what? Oh, man, it's going on longer than I wanted to, but it's all good. It's all the spirit. Isaiah 60 and 13, it says what? The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, which is the land of Israel. You see, from the Nile River to the Euphrates River, that's our portion of land that the Most High gave unto our fathers. That's the land that we're going back to. That's our country. That's where we're going to lay those roots down, man. That's what we're going to be able to think about generational wealth in. Not here in America. But it says what? To beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. What's the Most High's footstool? The planet Earth. Meaning what? He's going to turn it back into being a paradise as He intended it to be from the beginning. You see? 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. All you heathen nations that's persecuted us, you're gonna come bending unto us, man. Because what? You're gonna be put in subjection up under us. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel, or the monument of the Holy One of Israel. And that begins with the remnant, man. But eventually 2/3 is going to be brought into this as well, because the entire nation of Israel is going to be all righteous when it's all said and done. Verse 15. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, which goes into their forces or their wealth once again, and shall suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob, because the only one who is prophesied to do this for you is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Jesus Christ ain't giving you a vision of the kingdom. Jesus Christ is talking about peace and prosperity here in America, when that's not the Most High's will. These false idols that our people are cleaving unto, they haven't given them the vision of the kingdom of heaven. The idols have the majority of our people's minds locked here in America, here thinking that America is going to continue on forever. And that's not the truth, man. So when we're brought into this glory, we're going to know who did it for us, because, hey, the prophets are here proclaiming it through the Holy Spirit. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the only God, is going to do this for us, man. The one true living power. We just read in Isaiah 46, there is no other gods but him. He's the one that's prophesied to do this for his people, according to the promises that he made unto our people. Now listen to the type of wealth that we're about to inherit, man. You see, because Jake think they get $100 million. That's, I don't know what the fuck that is. All these rappers and entertainers think when they get to $100 million, they just got it made in the shade and shit. No, man. We're going to have wealth beyond number. Innumerable wealth, because you got to understand, we're going to inherit all the planets. The entire universe is going to be ours in possession, and every one of these planets has precious resources in it, man, beginning with the planet Earth. You see, and all that's going to be given over to us, man. This is what we have coming. We have the greatest blessing the world has ever seen coming to us, man. And it tells us in Isaiah, matter of fact, we'll get that last. We're ending on Isaiah 60 and 4, Lord willing. So Isaiah 60 and 17 says what? For brass I will bring gold. You can go find brass in Home Depot like it ain't nothing right now. And great abundance. This is the Most High telling us we're gonna have gold like that in the kingdom of heaven, man. You understand the type of wealth? Do you understand? To have our streets paved with gold, that's not gonna be a little bit of gold, man. Our battlements and towers paved with gold and inlaid with precious stones. This is the type of city that the Most High is about to build upon the back of these heathen, man, for his people. Our city alone is going to be priceless. This is the type of wealth we're coming in. This is real generational wealth right here. Because we're going to be an everlasting people, so our generations are never going to end. Our children's 500 generations down the line is going to be balling out of control, man. Beyond anything that we've ever seen done on the earth. This is what's coming. Isaiah 60 and 17. And the thing is, it's going to be done in righteousness. And the Most High is never going to take it away from us, man. We ain't going to have to worry about falling off like our people do here in Esau's kingdom. We ain't never going to fall off in the kingdom of heaven. We're always going to be on. So Isaiah 60 and 17 says what? For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood, brass, and for stones, iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasted nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation, and thy gates praise. And that lets us know that those people who are living in the land of Israel now, they're not the Most High's people, because the Most High promised us peace when we go back. Ain't gonna be no fucking mortals falling in the kingdom of heaven. Ain't gonna be no need of no damn fucking no Iron Dome defense system in the kingdom of heaven. They need that because they are not the people the Most High prophesied peace for. The peace is coming to the true people of the Lord, man. The seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. The seed of promise. You see? We're going to be at complete rest in our kingdom, man. The idea of stress won't even be a thing for us. The idea of death won't be a thing for us. The idea of sorrow won't be a thing for us, man. And that's all things that we suffer now here in captivity up under Esau and the rest of these heathen nations. We don't have to worry about a fucking bill in the kingdom. We don't have to worry about car trouble in the kingdom. Having a heart attack and having a stroke. Having diabetes and shit. Ain't all that shit gonna be left here, you see, in this old world. You see that? This is what the Most High has promised for us. Verse 19 says what? The sun shall no more be thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah shall be thy... It's like it. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah shall be unto thee in everlasting light, and thy power, thy glory. You see, because this wicked wisdom, knowledge, understanding, hey, all that shit is going to be eradicated from the earth, man. The way of wickedness, it won't be propagated and uplifted like it is here in Esau's kingdom. Giving our people just free reign to do whatever they want to do. No, that won't be a thing in the kingdom of heaven, because the kingdom of heaven, we're going to govern in righteousness according to the law, statutes, and commandments. You see, spreading the Most High's glory, spreading the Most High's wisdom all throughout this planet Earth, and all the nations are going to live by this righteous way. And if they get out of the line, they're going to get judged according to the laws of the Most High. Verse 20 says what? Thy son shall go, it's like it. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall the moon withdraw itself. Meaning what? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will never depart from us ever again. We will never go back into a state of being in complete darkness as we were before we came into this truth. Having no understanding of anything. Having no understanding of who we were. First and foremost, having no understanding of who our God is. Having no understanding of who our Savior is. Having no understanding of who we are. We will never go back into that state once we're brought into the kingdom of heaven. This is the last time we will ever have to suffer that. You see? Because we're going to be brought into everlasting glory according to the Most High's promise, man. This is what the Most High is going to do for his people. This is what he's promised. He swore upon himself he would do it. And we're going to keep it. And we're going to keep bringing it up over and over and over again until it's fulfilled. Like the scriptures tell you, give the Most High no rest until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. And that's what we're going to do, man. This is what the true believers of Yahweh Shah are going to continue to do until it's fulfilled. This is what the Most High promised, man. And he going to do it. I believe it. So it says what? Isaiah 60 and 20. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended, because we're going to be brought into complete righteousness, complete joy, complete peace, complete happiness, man. Forever. Verse 21. Verse 21 says what? Thy people also shall be all righteous. Why is that? It's because we're going to be brought into the second covenant. What does the second covenant entail? All 12 tribes having their bodies changed, but it begins with the elect first and foremost. We're going to have our bodies changed. Lord willing, we be a part of that number that make it on the first of the million. We're going to have our bodies changed. He's going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in us, man. You see? So we will never sin again. So we will never have to suffer the wages of sin, which is death again, man. And every Israelite is going to be brought into this state, into the full estate of being the sons of the Most High. God's on earth, man. As the Most High intended it to be from the beginning. You see? So Isaiah 60 and 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. And all the praise, honor, and glory will go into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, is because he's doing this through his power. He's doing this through his grace and his mercy that he's showing toward us for the love that he has toward our forefathers, man. Beginning with our forefather Abraham. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah will be glorified for bringing us into this glory, and we're gonna make sure everyone knows it, man. Shit, we doing that now. You see, we doing that right now, letting the world know that our power, the Creator of the heavens and the earth, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, is about to bring us into everlasting glory, man. You see, and He will be praised forevermore, and His children are gonna make sure of that. So verse 22, it says what? A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. Why? It's because we're going to have multiple wives in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to go back to being in the fuller state of being mans, man. Being men, man. You see? Having as many wives as we want to have in righteousness, and being able to take care of them all beyond all belief. And one man is going to become 1,000. A small one is going to become a nation unto himself. And that goes back to a promise that the Most High made unto Abraham. That nations of people shall come of thee. And each man is a nation unto himself. Hell, each tribe is a nation, and each man is a nation unto himself. And we're going to be multiplying, because as the Most High told us from the beginning, be fruitful and multiply. And we're going to populate every planet in existence. And that's why the heavens are expanding, Esau. The Esau scientists will tell you the heavens are expanding. You know why they're expanding? Because it's making room for us to come out there and to inhabit it, man. Because that's how fruitful we're going to be once we're brought into the kingdom, man. Once we're brought up under those blessings by way of that second covenant. You see, made possible through Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. We're going to be able to have as many children as we want to have. And it's going to be beautiful, man. Beautiful. That's generational wealth. That's everlasting legacy, man. And this is what the Most High has promised to His people. And it will be done. So, Isaiah 60:22. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, will hasten it in His time. So the Most High is going to have it happen quick. You see that? This is what He's intended for His people, man. You see? And this is what will be done. No matter how you fucking heathen try to spin this false narrative, hey, it's not going to stop the will of the Most High from coming to pass. So like I said, Isaiah 64:4, we're going to end it on this, man. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O Most High, beside thee, what He hath prepared for him that waited for Him. And we just read about it, man. Now we read these words, we try to envision it as best as we possibly can, but we still don't come close to what it's actually going to be when we're finally there, man. You see? It's gonna blow our minds, this glory that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is gonna bring us into, man. And He will do it according to the promise that He made. Thus saith the Bible, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So with that, I'm gonna end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Le'akim out there, pushing His word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has created us to do. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Abba.